Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. We roll through the NFL future odds here this summer at SBRforum.com, and we're currently on the New York Giants rounding out the NFC East. And the Giants are a team that had a lot of turnover this offseason, but it looks to be for the better. Brought in several new starters on both sides of the football, looking to be pretty solid on both fronts, and if they can have a rebound season from Eli Manning, things could go very well in New York this season. Their Super Bowl price comes in at 40-1. They have the second best Super Bowl future odds at Bovada, right behind the Philadelphia Eagles, and as I've mentioned several times, and we've talked about them in the NFC East this season, I think Bovada has them priced pretty overvalued. 25-1 to win the Super Bowl. I think the Giants are a lot closer than the people give them credit for here, and at 40-1, I'm going to stop short on saying that they're a solid value, but if we see some potential through their team this preseason, if Eli Manning looks better than he did last year, I think you could see this as a potential value bet coming up here in the 2014 season. Their NFC price is similarly valuable here at plus 2,500, even more so potentially than their Super Bowl price, just because the Giants have been known to come out of nowhere and play very well if indeed their defense is hot. They had a very good defense last season, of course, finished the year #1 in interceptions. They were pretty solid in the sack front as well. Didn't give up a lot of yards either. I believe they're a top 10 in yards allowed, total yards allowed as well last season. So actually they do have a very good defense, but the question is with this team, what is Eli Manning in that running game going to look like in 2014? And I think that's the only thing keeping people from betting them at 3-1 right now to win the NFC East at plus 300. Eli had a pretty bad season last year. People in New York, though, some reason make up this story that he's on the decline physically at 33 years old. We just saw his older brother of 5 years win the MVP, throw for 5,000 yards and get to the Super Bowl. I don't think it's I think one bad year is not just a knock on Eli here finally breaking down. I think the main cause of this is their offensive problems last year was a lack of a running game. It really couldn't break up any holes for any sort of running back last year. Andre Brown, now gone, however, was injured throughout the first half of the year. They really couldn't get anything going. But their running game now behind Rashad Jennings and the other running backs they have on that roster, if they can open up some things for Eli Manning, I think this offense is going to start to hum once again. And with a good defense, like I said, they're going to have this year, they could potentially hold some value here as an NFC East favorite here at 3-1. The Eagles are really overvalued in the divisional future odds as well at around plus 130, plus 150, just depending on where you're getting them. And at 3-1, the Giants are probably definitely the best bet, I think, to upset the Eagles this season and potentially take over that divisional crown alongside. I think the Redskins also potentially have some value at 4-1. But the Giants right now looking really good at 3-1. I would definitely recommend them as an NFC East odds favorite. But that'll do it for me this time. Make sure you check out my other future odds updates here this summer. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.